Yashar, Jasher, chapter 33. And after some time Yaakov went away from the borders of the land, and he came to the land of Shalem, that is the city of Sheḳem, which is in the land of Canaan, and he rested in front of the city. And he bought a portion of the field which was there from the children of Hamor, the people of the land, for 5 shekels. And Yaakov built himself a house there, and he pitched his tent there, and he made booths for his cattle. Therefore he called the name of that place Sukkot. And Yaakov remained in Sukkot 1 year and 6 months. At that time some of the women of the inhabitants of the land went to the city of Sheḳem to dance and rejoice with the daughters of the people of the city. And when they went, Rachel and Leah, the wives of Yaakov, with their clans, also went to see the rejoicing of the daughters of the city. And Dinah, the daughter of Yaakov, also went along with them, and saw the daughters of the city. And they remained there before these daughters, while all the people of the city were standing by them to see their rejoicings. And all the great people of the city were there. And Sheḳem, son of Hamor, the prince of the land, was also standing there to watch them. And Sheḳem saw Dinah, the daughter of Yaakov, sitting with her mother before the daughters of the city, and the maiden pleased him greatly. And he asked his friends there and his people, saying, "Whose daughter is that sitting among the women, whom I do not know in this city?" And they said to him, "Indeed, this is the daughter of Yaakov, son of Yitzchak the Ivri, who has dwelt in this city for some time. And when it was reported that the daughters of the land were going forth to rejoice, she went with her mother and female servants to sit among them, as you see." And Sheḳem saw Dinah, the daughter of Yaakov, and when he looked at her, his being became fixed upon Dinah. And he sent and had her taken by force. And Dinah came to the house of Sheḳem, and he seized her forcibly, and lay with her, and humbled her. And he loved her exceedingly, and placed her in his house. And they came and told the matter to Yaakov. And when Yaakov heard that Sheḳem had defiled his daughter Dinah, Yaakov sent 12 of his servants to take Dinah from the house of Sheḳem. And they went and came to the house of Sheḳem to take away Dinah from there. And when they came, Sheḳem went out to them with his men, and drove them from his house. And he would not allow them to come before Dinah. But Sheḳem was sitting with Dinah, kissing and embracing her before their eyes. And the servants of Yaakov came back and told him, saying, "When we came, he and his men drove us away, and thus did Sheḳem do unto Dinah before our eyes." And Yaakov also knew that Sheḳem had defiled his daughter, but he said nothing. And his sons were feeding his cattle in the field, and Yaakov remained silent till their return. And before his sons came home, Yaakov sent 2 female servants from his servants' daughters to take care of Dinah in the house of Sheḳem, and to remain with her. And Sheḳem sent 3 of his friends to his father Hamor, son of Ha'Qodesh, son of Pered, saying, "Get me this maiden for a wife." And Hamor, son of Ha'Qodesh the Hivite, came to the house of Sheḳem his son, and he sat before him. And Hamor said to his son, "Sheḳem, is there then no woman among the daughters of your people that you will take an Ivri woman who is not of your people?" And Sheḳem said to him, "You must get only her for me, for she is delightful in my sight." And Hamor did according to the word of his son, for he was greatly loved by him. And Hamor went to Yaakov to speak with him concerning this matter. And when he had gone from the house of his son Sheḳem, before he came to Yaakov to speak to him, see, the sons of Yaakov had come from the land as soon as they heard the matter that Sheḳem, son of Hamor, had done. And the men were very much grieved concerning their sister, and they all came home kindled with wrath before the time of gathering in their cattle. And they came and sat before their father, and they spoke to him kindled with wrath, saying, "Indeed, death is due to this man and to his household, because Yahweh, Elohim of the whole earth, commanded Noah and his children that man shall never rob nor commit adultery. Now see, Sheḳem has both ravaged and committed whoring with our sister, and not one of all the people of the city spoke a word to him. Indeed, you know and understand that the judgment of death is due to Sheḳem and to his father and to the whole city because of the matter which he has done." And while they were speaking before their father in this matter, see, Hamor the father of Sheḳem came to speak to Yaakov the words of his son concerning Dinah. And he sat before Yaakov and before his sons. And Hamor spoke to them, saying, The being of my son Sheḳem longs for your daughter. I pray you give her to him for a wife, and intermarry with us. Give us your daughters, and we will give you our daughters, and you shall dwell with us in our land, and we will be as one people in the land, for our land is very large. So dwell and trade therein, and get possessions in it, and do therein as you desire, and no one shall prevent you by saying a word to you. And Hamor ceased speaking to Yaakov and his sons, and see, Sheḳem his son had come after him, and he sat before them. And Sheḳem spoke before Yaakov and his sons, saying, May I find favor in your sight, that you will give me your daughter, and whatever you say to me, that I will do for her. Ask me for a large dowry and gift, and I will give it, and whatever you shall say to me, that I will do, and whoever it is that will rebel against your orders, he shall die. Only give me the maiden for a wife. And Shim'on and Lٰ�wi answered Hamor and Sheḳem his son deceitfully, saying, All you spoken to us we will do for you. And see, our sister is in your house, but keep away from her until we send to our father Yitzhak concerning this matter, for we can do nothing without his consent. For he knows the ways of our father Abraham, and whatever he says to us we will tell you. We will conceal nothing from you. And Shim'on and Lٰ�wi spoke this to Sheḳem and his father in order to find a pretense and to seek counsel what was to be done to Sheḳem and to his city in this matter. And when Sheḳem and his father heard the words of Shim'on and Lٰ�wi, it seemed good in their eyes, and Sheḳem and his father went out to go home. And when they had gone, the sons of Yaakov spoke to their father, saying, Look, we know that death is due to these wicked ones and to their city, because they transgressed that which Elohim had commanded to Noah and his children and his seed after them, and also because Sheḳem did this matter to our sister Dinah in defiling her, for such wickedness shall never be done among us. Now therefore know and see what we will do, and seek counsel and what matter is to be done to them, in order to kill all the inhabitants of this city. And Shim'on said to them, Here is right advice for you. Tell them to circumcise every male among them as we are circumcised, and if they do not want to do this, we shall take our daughter from them and go away. And if they consent to do this and will do it, then when they are weakened with pain, we will attack them with our swords, as upon one who is quiet and peaceable, and we will slay every male among them. And Shimon's advice pleased them, and Shim'on and Lٰ�wi resolved to do to them as it was proposed. And on the next morning Sheḳem and Hamor his father came again to Yaakov and to his sons, to speak concerning Dinah, and to hear what answer the sons of Yaakov would give to their words. And the sons of Yaakov spoke deceitfully to them, saying, We told our father Yitzhak all your words, and your words pleased him. But he spoke to us, saying, Thus did Abraham his father command him from Elohim, Adon of the whole earth, that any man who is not of his descendants that should want to take one of his daughters shall cause every male belonging to him to be circumcised as we are circumcised, and then we may give him our daughter for a wife. Now we have made known to you all our ways that our father spoke to us, for we cannot do this of which you spoke unto us, to give our daughter to an uncircumcised man, for it is a disgrace to us. But hereby we will consent to you, to give you our daughter, and we will also take unto ourselves your daughters, and will dwell among you, and be one people as you have spoken, if you will listen to us, and consent to be like us, to circumcise every male belonging to you, as we are circumcised. And if you will not listen to us, to have every male circumcised as we are circumcised, as we have commanded, then we will come to you and take our daughter from you and go away. And Sheḳem and his father Hamor heard the words of the sons of Yaakov, and they pleased them exceedingly. And Sheḳem and his father Hamor hastened to do the request of the sons of Yaakov, for Sheḳem exceedingly loved Dinah, and his being was fixed on her. And Sheḳem and his father Hamor hurried to the gate of the city, and they assembled all the men of their city, and spoke to them the words of the sons of Yaakov, saying, We came to these men, the sons of Yaakov, and we spoke to them concerning their daughter, and these men will consent to do according to our wishes, and see, our land is of great size for them, and they will dwell in it and trade in it, and we shall be one people. We will take their daughters, and our daughters we will give to them for wives. But only on this condition will these men consent to do this matter, that every male among us be circumcised as they are circumcised, as their Elohim commanded them. And when we have done according to their instructions to be circumcised, then they will dwell among us together with their cattle and possessions, and we shall be as one people with them. And when all the men of the city heard the words of Shekem and his father Hamor, then all the men of their city were agreeable to this proposal, and they obeyed to be circumcised. For Shekem and his father Hamor were greatly esteemed by them, being the princes of the land. And on the next day, Shekem and Hamor his father rose early in the morning, and they assembled all the men of their city into the middle of the city, and they called for the sons of Yaakov, who circumcised every male belonging to them on that day and the next. And they circumcised Shekem and Hamor his father, and the 5 brothers of Shekem. And then every one rose up and went home, for this matter was from Yahweh against the city of Shekem. And Shimon's counsel was from Yahweh in this matter, in order that Yahweh might deliver the city of Shekem into the hands of Yaakov's 2 sons. Yashar, Jasher, chapter 34. And the number of all the males that were circumcised were 645 men, and 246 children. But Hiddekem, son of Pered, the father of Hamor, and his 6 brothers would not listen to Shekem and his father Hamor, and they would not be circumcised, for the proposal of the sons of Yaakov was loathsome in their sight, and their wrath was greatly roused at this, that the people of this city had not listened to them. And in the evening of the 2nd day, they found 8 small children who had not been circumcised, for their mothers had concealed them from Shekem and his father Hamor, and from the men of the city. And Shekem and his father Hamor sent to have them brought before them to be circumcised. Then Hiddekem and his 6 brothers sprang at them with their swords, and sought to slay them. And they sought to slay also Shekem and his father Hamor, and they sought to slay Dinah with them because of this matter. And they said to them, "What is this matter that you have done? Are there no women among the daughters of your brothers, the Canaanites, that you want to take for yourselves daughters of the Ivrim, whom you did not know before, and will do this deed which your fathers never commanded you? Do you think that you will succeed through this deed which you have done? And what will you answer in this matter to your brothers, the Canaanites, who will come tomorrow and ask you concerning this matter? And if your deed shall not appear right and good in their eyes, what will you do for your lives, and I for our lives, in your not having listened to our voices? And if the inhabitants of the land and all your brothers, the children of Ham, shall hear of your deeds, saying, because of an Ivri woman, Shekem and Hamor his father, and all the inhabitants of their city did that which they did not know, and which their ancestors never commanded them, where then will you flee, or where conceal your shame all your days before your brothers, the inhabitants of the land of Canaan? Now therefore we cannot bear up against this matter which you have done, neither can we be burdened with this yoke upon us, which our ancestors did not command us. See, tomorrow we will go and assemble all our brothers, the Canaanite brothers who dwell in the land, and we will all come and smite you and all those who trust in you, that there shall not be a remnant left from you or them." And when Hamor and his son Shekem and all the people of the city heard the words of Hiddekem and his brothers, they were terribly afraid for their lives at their words, and they repented of what they had done. And Shekem and his father Hamor answered their father Hiddekem and his brothers, and they said to them, "All the words which you spoke to us are true. Now do not say, nor think in your hearts that because of the love of the Ivrim we did this matter that our ancestors did not command us, but because we saw that it was not their intention and desire to do according to our wishes concerning their daughter as to our taking her, except on this condition. So we listened to their voices and did this deed which you saw, in order to obtain our desire from them. And when we shall have obtained our request from them, we will then return to them and do to them that which you say to us. We ask you then to wait and stay until our flesh shall be healed, and we again become strong, and we will then go together against them and do to them that which is in your hearts and in ours." And Dinah, the daughter of Yaakov, heard all these words which Hiddekem and his brothers had spoken, and what Hamor and his son Shekem and the people of their city had answered them. And she hurried and sent one of her female servants that her father had sent to take care of her in the house of Shekem to Yaakov her father and to her brothers, saying, Thus did Sheḳem and his brothers advise concerning you, and thus did Hamor and Sheḳem and the people of the city answer them. And when Yaakov heard these words, he was filled with wrath, and he was wroth at them, and his wrath was kindled against them. And Shim'on and Lٰ�wi swore and said, As Yahweh lives, the Elohim of the whole earth, by this time tomorrow there shall not be a remnant left in the whole city. And 20 young men had concealed themselves who were not circumcised, and these young men fought against Shim'on and Lٰ�wi. And Shim'on and Lٰ�wi killed 18 of them, and 2 fled from them, and escaped to some tar pits that were in the city. And Shim'on and Lٰ�wi sought for them, but could not find them. And Shim'on and Lٰ�wi continued to go about in the city, and they killed all the people of the city with the edge of the sword, and they left none remaining. And there was a great fear in the midst of the city, and the cry of the people of the city ascended to the Shamayim, and all the women and children cried aloud. And Shim'on and Lٰ�wi slew all the city. They left not a male remaining in the whole city. And they slew Hamor and Sheḳem his son with the edge of the sword, and they brought away Dinah from the house of Sheḳem, and they went from there. And the sons of Yaakov went and returned, and came upon the slain, and plundered all their property which was in the city and the field. And while they were taking the spoil, 300 men stood up and threw dust at them, and struck them with stones. Then Shim'on turned to them, and he slew them all with the edge of the sword. And Shim'on turned before Lٰ�wi, and came into the city. And they took away their sheep, and their oxen, and their cattle, and also the remainder of the women and little ones, and they led all these away. And they opened a gate, and went out, and came to their father Yaakov with might. And when Yaakov saw all that they had done to the city, and saw the spoil that they took from them, Yaakov was very wroth at them. And Yaakov said to them, What is this that you have done to me? See, I obtained rest among the Canaanites, inhabitants of the land, and none of them broke out against me. And now you have acted to make me a stench to the inhabitants of the land among the Canaanites and the Perizzites. I am but small in number, and they will all assemble against me and slay me when they hear of your work with their brothers, and I and my household will be destroyed. And Shim'on and Lٰ�wi and all their brothers with them answered their father Yaakov, and said to him, See, we live in the land, and shall Sheḳem do this to our sister? Why are you silent at all that Sheḳem has done? And shall he deal with our sister as with a whore in the streets? And the number of women whom Shim'on and Lٰ�wi took captive from the city of Sheḳem, whom they did not slay, was 85, who had not known a man. And among them was a young maiden of good-looking appearance and well-favored, whose name was Bunah. And Shim'on took her for a wife. And the number of the males which they took captive and did not slay was 47 men, but the rest they slew. And all the young men and women that Shim'on and Lٰ�wi had taken captive from the city of Sheḳem were servants to the sons of Yaakov and to their children after them, until the day of the sons of Yaakov going out from the land of Mitzrayim. And when Shim'on and Lٰ�wi had gone out from the city, the 2 young men that were left, who had concealed themselves in the city, and did not die among the people of the city, rose up, and these young men went into the city, and walked about in it, and found the city lay waste without man, and only women weeping. And these young men cried out, and said, See, this is the evil which the sons of Yaakov the Ibri did to this city in their having this day destroyed one of the Canaanite cities, and were not afraid for their lives of all the land of Canaan. And these men left the city and went to the city of Taanach, and they came there and told the inhabitants of Taanach all that had befallen them, and all that the sons of Yaakov had done to the city of Sheḳem. And the news reached Yashar, sovereign of Taanach, and he sent men to the city of Sheḳem to see those young men, for the sovereign did not believe them in this account, saying, How could 2 men lay waste such a large city as Sheḳem? And the messengers of Yashar came back and told him, saying, We came to the city, and it is destroyed. There is not a man there, only weeping women. Neither is any flock or cattle there, for all that was in the city the sons of Yaakov took away. And Yashar wondered at this, saying, How could 2 men do this matter, to destroy so large a city, and not one man able to stand against them? For the like has not been from the days of Nimrod, and not even from the earliest time has the like come to pass. And Yashar, sovereign of Taanach, said to his people, Be courageous, and we will go and fight against these Ephraim, to do to them as they did to the city, and we will avenge the cause of the people of the city. And Yashuv, sovereign of Tefnach, consulted with his counselors about this matter, and his counselors said to him, Alone you will not prevail over the Ephraim, for they must be powerful to do this work to the whole city. If 2 of them laid waste the whole city, and no one stood against them, indeed, if you go against them, they will all rise against us and destroy us also. But if you would send to all the sovereigns that surround us, and let them come together, then we will go with them and fight against the sons of Yaakov. Then you will prevail against them. And Yashuv heard the words of his counselors, and their words pleased him and his people, and he did so. And Yashuv, sovereign of Tefnach, sent to all the sovereigns of the Amorites that surrounded Shekem and Tefnach, saying, Go up with me and assist me, and we will smite Yaakov the Evri and all his sons, and destroy them from the earth. For thus did he do to the city of Shekem, and do you not know of it? And all the sovereigns of the Amorites heard of the evil that the sons of Yaakov had done to the city of Shekem, and they were greatly astonished at them. And the 7 sovereigns of the Amorites assembled with all their armies, about 10,000 men with drawn swords, and they came to fight against the sons of Yaakov. And Yaakov heard that the sovereigns of the Amorites had assembled to fight against his sons, and Yaakov was greatly afraid, and it distressed him. And Yaakov cried out against Shim'on and LЄwi, saying, What is this deed that you did? Why have you injured me to bring against me all the children of Canaan to destroy me and my household? For I was at rest, even I and my household, and you have done this matter to me and provoked the inhabitants of the land against me by your doings. And Yehudah answered his father, saying, Was it for naught my brothers Shim'on and LЄwi killed all the inhabitants of Shekem? Indeed, it was because Shekem had humbled our sister and transgressed the command of our Elohim to Noach and his children. For Shekem took our sister away by force and committed adultery with her. And Shekem did all this evil, and not one of the inhabitants of his city stopped him to say, Why would you do this? Only for this my brothers went and smote the city, and Yahweh delivered it into their hands, because its inhabitants had transgressed the commands of our Elohim. Is it then for naught that they have done all this? And now, why are you afraid or distressed, and why are you displeased at my brothers, and why is your wrath kindled against them? Indeed, our Elohim, who delivered the city of Shekem and its people into their hand, he will also deliver into our hands all the Canaanite sovereigns who are coming against us, and we will do to them as my brothers did to Shekem. Now be at peace about them, and cast away your fears, but trust in Yahweh, our Elohim, and pray to him to assist us, and deliver our enemies into our hands. And Yehudah called to one of his father's servants, Go now and see where those sovereigns who are coming against us are positioned with their armies. And the servant went and looked far off, and went up opposite Mount Sihon, and saw all the armies of the sovereigns standing in the fields. And he returned to Yehudah and said, See, the sovereigns are positioned in the field with all their armies, a people exceedingly numerous, like the sand on the seashore. And Yehudah said to Shim'on and LЄwi and to all his brothers, Strengthen yourselves and be sons of might, for Yahweh our Elohim is with us. Do not fear them. Stand each man girded with his weapons of battle, his bow and his sword, and we will go and fight against these uncircumcised men. Yahweh is our Elohim. He will save us. And they rose up, and each girded on his weapons of battle, great and small, 11 sons of Yaakov, and all the servants of Yaakov with them, and all the servants of Yitzhak who were with Yitzhak in Hebron, all came to them equipped with all kinds of weapons. And the sons of Yaakov and their servants, being 112 men, went toward these sovereigns, and Yaakov also went with them. And the sons of Yaakov sent to their father Yitzhak, son of Abraham, to Hebron, the same is Kiriath Arba, saying, We ask you to pray for us to Yahweh our Elohim, to protect us from the hands of the Canaanites who are coming against us, and to deliver them into our hands. And Yitzhak, son of Abraham, prayed to Yahweh for his sons, and he said, O Yahweh Elohim, you promised my father, saying, I will multiply your seed as the stars of the Shamayim. And you also promised me and established your word. Now the sovereigns of Canaan are coming together to fight against my children because they committed no violence. Now therefore, O Yahweh Elohim, Elohim of the whole earth, overthrow, I pray, the counsel of these sovereigns, that they may not fight against my sons, and impress the hearts of these sovereigns and their people with the fear of my sons, and bring down their pride, and that they would turn away from my sons. And with your strong hand and outstretched arm, deliver my sons and their servants from them, for power and might are in your hands to do all this. And the sons of Yaakov and their servants went toward these sovereigns, and they trusted in Yahweh their Elohim. And while they were going, Yaakov their father also prayed to Yahweh and said, O Yahweh Elohim, powerful and exalted El, who has reigned from days of old, from then till now and forever. You are he who stirs up wars and causes them to cease. In your hand are power and might to exalt and to bring down. Oh, may my prayer be acceptable before you, that you may turn to me with your compassions, to impress the hearts of these sovereigns and their people with the fear of my sons, and frighten them and their armies, and with your great kindness deliver all those that trust in you, for it is you who can bring people under us and reduce nations under our power. Yashar, Jasher, chapter 35. And all the sovereigns of the Amorites came and took their stand in the field to consult with their counselors what was to be done with the sons of Yaakov, for they were still afraid of them, saying, See, 2 of them slew the whole of the city of Sheḳem. And Yahweh heard the prayers of Yitzhak and Yaakov, and he filled the hearts of all these sovereigns' advisers with great fear and dread, that they altogether exclaimed, Are you simple this day, or is there no understanding in you, that you will fight against the Ephraim? And why will you take a delight in your own destruction this day? Look, 2 of them came to the city of Sheḳem without fear or dread, and they killed all the inhabitants of the city. No man stood up against them, and how will you be able to fight against them all? Only you know that their Elohim exceedingly loves them, and has done mighty deeds for them, such as have not been done from days of old. And among all the mighty ones of nations, there is none that can do like his mighty deeds. Indeed, he delivered their father Abraham the Ivri from the hand of Nimrod, and from the hand of all his people who had many times sought to slay him. He delivered him also from the fire in which sovereign Nimrod had thrown him, and his Elohim delivered him from it. And who else can do like this? Indeed, it was Abraham who slew the 5 sovereigns of Elam when they had touched his brother's son, who in those days dwelt in Sodom, and took his servant that was trustworthy in his house, and a few of his men, and they pursued the sovereigns of Elam in one night, and killed them, and restored to his brother's son all his property which they had taken from him. And indeed, you know the Elohim of these Ephraim is much delighted with them, and they are also delighted with him, for they know that he delivered them from all their enemies. And see, through his love toward his Elohim, Abraham took his only and precious son, and intended to offer him as a burnt offering to his Elohim. And had it not been for Elohim who prevented him from doing this, he would then have done it through his love for his Elohim. And Elohim saw all his works, and swore to him, and promised him that he would deliver his sons and all his seed from every trouble that would befall them, because he had done this matter, and through his love for his Elohim restrained his compassion for his child. And have you not heard what their Elohim did to Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim, and to Avimelech, sovereign of Gerar, through taking Abraham's wife, who said of her, She is my sister, lest they should slay him because of her, and think of taking her for a wife? And Elohim did to them and their people all that you heard of. And look, we ourselves saw with our eyes that Esau, the brother of Yaakov, came to him with 400 men, with the intention of slaying him, for he called to mind that he had taken away from him his father's berakah. And he went to meet him when he came from Aram, to smite the mother with the children, and who delivered him from his hands, but his Elohim in whom he trusted. He delivered him from the hand of his brother and also from the hands of his enemies, and indeed he will again protect them. Who does not know it was their Elohim who inspired them with strength to do to the city of Shechem the evil which you heard of? Could it then be with their own strength that 2 men could destroy such a large city as Shechem, had it not been for their Elohim in whom they trusted? He said and did to them all this to slay the inhabitants of the city in their city. And can you then prevail over them, who have come out together from your city to fight against the whole of them, even if 1,000 times as many more should come to your assistance? Only you know and understand that you do not come to fight against them, but you come to fight against their Elohim, who made choice of them, and you have therefore all come today to be destroyed. Now therefore refrain from this evil which you are endeavoring to bring upon yourselves, and it will be better for you not to go to battle with them, although they are but few in numbers, because their Elohim is with them. And when the sovereigns of the Amorites heard all the words of their advisers, their hearts were filled with fear, and they were afraid of the sons of Yaakov and would not fight against them. And they inclined their ears to the words of their advisers, and they listened to all their words. And the words of the counselors greatly pleased the sovereigns, and they did so. And the sovereigns turned and refrained from the sons of Yaakov, for they dared not approach them to fight against them, for they were greatly afraid of them, and their hearts melted within them from their fear of them. For this came from Yahweh to them, for he heard the prayers of his servants Yitzhak and Yaakov, for they trusted in him. And all these sovereigns returned with their camps on that day, each to his own city, and they did not fight against the sons of Yaakov at that time. And the sons of Yaakov kept their guard that day till evening opposite Mount Sichon, and seeing that these sovereigns did not come to fight against them, the sons of Yaakov returned home.